everyone, and this is a super bumper double barrel what I have bought and what I've been sent in the last 2 months, so over the Christmas period. So as you can see in front of me, I have got some Spectrum Noir markers, and this was to go hand in hand with the markers that I already had. So I'd already got the 6 group markers of the different colour groups of the Spectrum Noirs. So I went ahead and with the YouTube money, I purchased the entire set. So this is all the remainder Spectrum Noirs that are on the market. So I'll talk you through them, what colours are, I'll show you what colours are in them, and we will give a little heads up on what to expect from the Spectrum Noirs. There will be a marker whole live stream coming up very soon where we'll be talking about markers, testing out which markers work with which, and just having a good old sort of coverall of the markers that are out there on the market and what you can do with them, because I'm learning and I'm new to markers myself. So as you can see, they come in, this is the entire 24 pack. So you've got 6 24 packs, and each of them have a different colour group. So you've got darks, vintage, lights, pastels, nature and brights. So on each box that you buy, you have a little rundown at the bottom of which 24 are in the set. It gives you a good little reference of colour, and it also gives you the numbers and the letters of each marker so you know which ones they are. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see in here, one of my sets was damaged, so I am waiting on a refund to be able to replace a few in this particular set. But it's not a reflection on the marker, that's just to do with the transit and the transportation of them coming to me. So this is what you get in the darks. Then you've got the brights, and this is the colours that you will get in the brights. So you've got a good selection. Now, the brights to me aren't as bright, weirdly, as the lights, but they are vivid, and you have got a couple of the fluorescent colours in there. So you've got the fluorescent orange and the fluorescent red pink colour. So they are really bright, but they are beautiful. And then you get the nature set, which is my second favourite out of all 6. And this has got a good range of browns. Now, you're thinking, browns, pretty boring. Nah. You can use browns in so many things. Skin tones, nature, just good old, like when you're trying to do dulled down coppers, etc. There's so many things that you can use browns for. So when I'm looking at a good set, I like to see a good selection of browns, because it's not just about dark browns. You've got some lovely light ones here as well. You've got some nice ochre tones and some nice greens in here. So this is a really nice set that will probably be used by me most of all. Then you have the vintage set, and the vintage set has some beautiful vintage tones. Excuse my dog for a moment, who's deciding to bark his head off. So we've got some really lovely vintage tones, and they're like dusky pinks, you've got like these clay rose pinks, you've got some gorgeous dusky purples and some vintage blues. Now they're like a denim, dulled down, washed out denim type colour, really lovely. Gorgeous set of colours, really happy with the vintage set. Then we've got the pastels, which is my first personal favourite out of all 6. The reason why I like this so much is the lighter you go on lay down, the more you can build up with pencil and other colours. So what I'm looking for in a good pastel tone set is nice Caucasian skin tones, because I'm thinking that in the nature set you've got nice deep chocolate tones for Caribbean skin, so it can be a lot, you know, cross-reference in here. So you've got some nice pale tones, you've got some gorgeous buttercup yellow tones, you've got some really nice light greys and these gorgeous blues, and the greens are also another favourite of mine. I quite like these greens here that's incorporated into this pack, so it's my personal favourite. And as I said, the nature set is my second. So if you look at both of these, and I always look at skins here, you've got some gorgeous tones here for skins, as you have here. So they're 2 sets that if you're going to look at the Spectrum Noir 24 sets and you didn't necessarily want to buy the entire lot, you can look at a couple on what you prefer to colour. And then last but not least, the other set that comes in all of the 24 packs is the lights, and this has again another fluorescent colour in there, but mostly you're looking at these tones, and there's some really gorgeous pinks, there's some lovely deep, like that brown orange kind of look, and then again you've got some ochres and some really nice light greens in there. So another really nice set, my third personal favourite. So really happy with those, and I'm so glad that I ended up purchasing them. And then I needed storage so I bought myself this marker bag. Now I haven't put my markers in it yet because I wanted to show you, but I quickly, before I do that, I want to show you the colours when they're swatched out. So these are the 24 sets. Now I just made these little charts up myself. These are not anything that you can find online. I've just done them myself. So I've done just 6 boxes of 24, and I've swatched out each 24 set, and I've put what they are. So like darks, lights, vintage, and this is what you get. So you've got the darks here, and when they are swatched they are pretty dark, as you can see, but that's nice because you've got a good selection in there. This is my dry one here, so don't worry about that. That's what they're going to refund so I can replace. Then we've got the lights. Now as you can see, there's some beautiful tones. You have got fluorescent in there, and you know that looks more like a highlighter, but it doesn't lay down like a highlighter. It does lay down like an alcohol marker. Then you've got these beautiful vintage tones, and as I was saying to you on the little section when I was showing you the front of the box, these purples and pinks are absolutely gorgeous, and I haven't actually seen them in many other sets, so I'm really impressed with that. And then we've got these next tones. So you've got the brights, again you've got a couple of fluorescents in there, so you've got 2 there, and I'd say they've got more of the overall sort of mandatory tones. So you've got like the greens are not bordering on bright, they're bordering a little bit more dull, but you've got really bright pinks and oranges, and those kinds of tones are really vivid. Then this is my personal favourite in all of the sets, and this is the pastels, and you've got a good selection of pastels here. Now these aren't so much pastels when they lay down, but that's okay because you've got other colours in other sets that can make up for that. So this little section here is my personal favourite. So you've got these Caucasian type tones, really peachy pink tones, some buttercup yellow, and the greens are my favourite too. And then the next set, which is my second favourite, and as I said to you, these browns here you could use for skin tones, you don't have to use for nature. This is the nature set, and you've got a good selection in all of those. The rest, which I have got previously, which was myself and I was gifted, was the 6 sets. So you've got the yellows, the warm greys, the turquoises, the reds, the purples, the pinks, and the pale hues. So they're the 6 groups. And then to continue the 6 groups, you've got the greens, the essentials, the cool greys, the browns, and the blues. So you've got a good selection, and it covers every single tone then that you can possibly, oh sorry about knocking the camera everybody. These are good sort of selections that covers an entire group of colours. So you know there's a good amount to get stuck into, and you're not going to be short. So then, as I said, I picked myself up a bag. I didn't want to get the trays this time. I wanted to put these in a bag. So this is the bag that I opted for, and it was actually recommended to me by my gorgeous friend Desiree. So it comes with this zippy part, and this is what you open. And inside, it's a storage bag. You can use it for other things. It comes with like this compartment here, and this is where your markers are going to go. So it opens right up, and I don't want to be rough with it. So it opens up, and these will just spread itself out. So bear with me. So like this, and then inside you get this compartment sort of separators, and you get a handle. So how it will go is that you put the separators will go inside. Now they are velcroed, So you turn them sort of back and you put them in as you want them. So you can Velcro it to practically anywhere you want. So say you wanted to Velcro there, and then you put your markers in that section, markers in that section, and markers in that section. So you've got a good amount. So I'm going to do that off screen. I just wanted to show you how it opens up. Then you've got another little zippy compartment, sort of pockets on the side. You've got another zippy compartment at the back and another one at this side as well. So you've got quite a lot of storage. And then obviously you've got these loops here, and the loops are for your handles, so you can carry it around and take it in another room. And you know, if you want to take it out with you on the move, it can be a dual purpose, this bag. You don't have to just put markers in it, you can put everything in it, but it will hold your 24 sets of markers. So that's really nice for me to put my markers in, so I purchased that. This was £19.99 English pounds, so probably about $24 roundabout. You can get them on special, so keep an eye. If you give me a little while after uploading this video, I will put all the links in the description. Then I heard nothing but good things about PROMARKERS, but first of all I want to talk about this case. Now I haven't got a link for this because I bought this in a supermarket, but this is a really glitzy purple glittery case that I was so happy to find in Asda here in London, but you've got them all over the UK. If you also have a Walmart, you might find something like that because Walmart and Asda are the same family. But I wanted to just get some PROMARKERS, so I have filled this with PROMARKERS. I bought myself, you know, we're going to incorporate them on the channel as well, all different markers when we talk about them and we try to use them more. We're trying to do a little bit more mixed media and see what we can do with that. So I bought the set 1 and set 2 of the PROMARKER skin sets, so they are in there. I'll show you what they look like after. Then you've got the pastel tones, which are 6 and these really soft tones. And then I purchased the manga or manga, however you like to pronounce it. I put the wrong, don't worry about this, it's just my little reference that I keep in my pencil case. It's just a good little tip as well. If you don't want to have loads of things all over the place, like loads of sheets, loose sheets of references, etc. If you've got a big enough pencil case and you could just do little ones, you pop them in there so that you can look at what tones are in it. Now, this has got, I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is a 12 set. So you get soft lime, mustard, ginger, satin, crimson, salmon pink, dusky rose, aubergine, midnight blue, bright green, caramel, and burnt sienna. So that's the manga steampunk pack. And it's this code here, so 0290056, because there's 2 steampunks that you can get, and this is one of. So I'm not going to pull them all out. The PROMARKERS come like this. They are not refillable, whereas the Spectrum Noirs, which we were talking about a moment ago, are refillable. Now, like the Spectrum Noirs, I will grab one to show you. Right, the Spectrum Noirs are quite a chunky marker. They have the bullet tip has like a stripe around it, so you've got to really look, and the chisel tip has none. So the PROMARKERS are a bit smaller in size. They're not as weighty, but they're not refillable. The Spectrum Noirs are refillable. The PROMARKERS, you can also get brush markers, are not refillable. The bullet tip is on this pointy edge here, and the chisel tip is on the flat end there. And the flat end also has the number of reference that you're looking for. So if I take off the front and back, you can see here, if I put it against me, your bullet tip is that thin and your chisel tip is quite thick. And that is the same with the Spectrum Noirs as well. So you've got a chisel tip at the end and you've got a bullet tip this end. And they pretty much resemble each other in a marker for how they look looking at them. You know, they're no different. The bullet tip on the Spectrum Noirs is a bit thicker against the PROMARKER, but as I said, there is a lot more pros to getting a refillable marker in the long run than ones that you can dispose of. But the cost of the PROMARKERs are pretty good. So we can't really moan too much for the money that they cost. They're not expensive. You can buy them in single stock, and when you are finished with them, you do have to throw them. You can't refill them. But they are very juicy. They've got nice durability. So, you know, for the money they cost, they're worth trying out, and they're worth incorporating in your sets if you want a cheaper alternative. So that's also what I got. So I got those 4 sets, the sparkly case. So far, this is what I'm showing, the Spectrum Noir markers and the carry bag case for the markers. Then I decided to get myself a couple of papers, and I wanted some marker pads. So I'm always on the lookout for trying different papers, because I've got my trusty paper for pencils, but I'm thinking I need to try some, you know, different papers. So these 2 are purchased by myself, and then this one was sent by Melody as recommended. So I'll show you the one that was sent by Melody first. So she sent this XPRESS blending card. There's 25 sheets inside. They're 8.5 by 11, I think 11, yeah. And they are 4 markers. Apparently that is a really, really good. It goes through your printer no problem, and that's, you know, it's especially designed for using with Copics, which I thought was brilliant, you know. So if it's going to work for Copics, it's practically going to work for all of your Spectrum Noirs and your PROMARKERS and your Ohuhus, whatever you've got, it should work really well. So thank you so much to Melody for that. And then I'd also bought this TRANSOTYPE marker pad. This is, again, recommended by the Copic people out there. It's the best paper, well, it says probably the best paper for alcohol-based markers. Now, I can't tell you that, whether it is or not, because I haven't got the use yet of it to tell you my opinion. I also picked up this Art and Fly pad, which is, it's a sketch pad. Now, it can also be used if you've got a good printer through there. It's 4 markers. It's a 90-gram paper. Now, that'll go through your printer, no problem. It should be no problem at all. Now, they aren't bleed proof. There is nothing that's going to be completely bleed proof for alcohol markers, but what they are is that they soak up the marker really well, and they will hold the colour without leaking all over the place. So I've got 3 lots to try out. This one was sent by Melody, and those 2 were purchased by myself. Then I bought myself this tiny little trash can. I thought it was pretty neat. And this is just, you know, especially when I'm streaming, I've always got little bits of rubbish. I thought, it's just a few quid, you know, let me get something to have on my desk, keep my desk tidy. So I bought myself that one. And then another silly little thing, when I stream and I've got my tea and colour in, I bought this as well to accompany it on the table. And this says, "Away with the fairies, back soon, maybe." Just thought it was a little bit comical, something fun to have in the screen when I go and make that cup of tea. When we're doing like a 4-hour stream, need a drink, this can go on the table. You know, with the tea and colouring, so people know that I'm away from the table. Then I picked up the latest Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them colouring book. This is from The Crimes of Grindelwald, and this is the newest film out of the Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter, you know, franchise. Now, there is a lot of wallpaper images, but the reason why I bought this one is because Newt Scamander in it is very lifelike and very, very close to what he looks like in the film. Now, I really, really love anything related to Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter. So it was one that I didn't want to turn up, especially for these types of pages, because Newt and the characters are very lifelike to what they look like on screen. So I could imagine that when these are coloured, these look really good. So this was only $4.99 on Amazon, and as I said, this is the latest one from the latest film. I wasn't overly struck on the first colouring book from the first film, so I didn't buy it, but for reasons that this is much, much more realistic and much more just my taste, I picked this up, and I'm really happy I did, because it's something that is good for the collection, and even if I don't end up colouring it for a very long time, it's there and I really like it. I also picked, one of my goals this year is to start filling a sketchbook. Now, I used to draw many moons ago and it was more characters and, you know, nothing too serious. But I picked up this Art Gecko sketchbook, and it is nice 150-gram paper. It's an A5 size, and rather than get myself a big task, a mammoth task of filling an A4 sketchbook, I thought I'm going to start small, but I'm going to start all the same. And this is going to be one of my goals of 2019, is to start sketching and start doing some just little bits that really take and pique my interest when I fancy to get creative. So if any of you have got any sketches that you have done, please share them with me, because I love to see what people do, and I love to see people's like sort of creative minds and what you can get up to in a sketchbook. So I'd be really interested to see what you also get up to. And then I started to collect the Copics in singles. So I've got another 5 or 6 on the way, and I've currently just bought these. These came just in time for this video. So this is R01, E74, E01 and E30, and I am starting to collect them. So just for now, I picked up this really super inexpensive case. I'm going to just put them in there until I've got more, and then I will get another bag or another container and start putting the Copics in them. But for now, as I said, I've got another 5 on the way. So I couldn't show those today, but rest assured they are on their way, and we will be doing more with Copics because we're doing one currently in Mysteria and we're having quite a lot of fun with that. Now I get on to Happy Mail that was sent, and I don't know quite where to start, and this was sent by a complete surprise to me because, as you know, I never ask for a single thing, and it's not something that I'm in this hobby for, but I was gifted over Christmas very generously and I am absolutely blown away. So first of all, I want to show what Melody had sent, and she sent this to complete the Copic chows. So this is the set E of the Copics, and this is what the colours look like. So these are the last of the chows that you can buy. The rest has to be built up individually with the sketch markers. So that's why I'm starting to build them up. Hence why every single month I'm going to get between 5 and 6 or more, depending on, you know, finances. But I'm going to, with any money from the channel, it's going to go towards, you know, collecting some other Copic markers, etc. So this was sent by Melody, so thank you very much. So again, that was, you know, graciously sent. I can't say thank you enough. So that is the last of the Copic chows. There are a good amount to collect, but I'm not greedy. You know, I've got quite a lot, and I'm really happy with the amount I've got, but I will build them up in small sections and continue to build it until, you know, in time, the goal is that I get them and then I buy the refills. And then the second thing that I was sent, and this was by Lou, was the Saga Fire and Water. Again, complete surprise. This is by Vivid Publishers, and this is the latest one. So it's got a selection of sort of fantasy images and quite a lot of underwater fantasy. There's dragons in here, you know, nice little selection of fantastical images underwater and on land, dragons, fire, ice, you know, all of that. It covers a good little selection and a good range. So that was sent by Lou. So thank you so much, Lou. It's beautiful, so thanks very much for that. And then the next 2 boxes were sent by 2 people. One doesn't want to be named, she'd rather be left anonymous, but she knows my feelings, and I was astounded, couldn't quite know what to say. So first of all, she sent me the art book of Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and this isn't a colouring book, this is an art book, and this can be used for inspiration. So I won't do a full flip through of this because to protect the artist, but Jasmine is outstanding, and this is just a feast on the eyes. I could just stare at the images in this, and we can use it throughout our colouring, and there's the stories behind the images, etc., and it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, it's wow. And it's like a gold foiling leaf. It is hardback, but it's got this soft to touch like cushion feel to it, and it's outstanding quality. As to everything Jasmine Beckett does, it is just outstanding. So I am super happy with this. It's stunning. And then from that same lady, she was like, I wanted you to have a little selection of things that would be helpful for your channel. And I was like, oh my goodness. So these next few items she really thought about. So she sent this little vertical multi-socket thing. Now this was something I was going to buy myself, and she bought this, and it's to plug in like all the studio lighting behind me, the camera things, the charger, the dryer, you know, all of these little things. So she really thought about this. Now I've got it plugged in currently because I've got all the lighting set up. So she sent that, and it's got like these USB ports. It's quite small, but it's so handy. So thank you so much. You can practically connect everything up whilst you're streaming if you're a streamer. It's got, you know, a good amount of sockets and USBs in it to last you. So it's absolutely brilliant. And then she also, again, the black backdrop here that we've got, that was from the same lady. So it comes in like a tube, and you can get them in various colours and sizes, and it's just a nice backdrop for us for when we're doing our stuff. And then in amongst that as well was this, it's a holder. So you're thinking, what is this? It's for like your paintbrushes. So you have to assemble it. So you put this sort of legs, I'm going to call them, in this little slots. And then on the very tops of them, this sort of connects up. So I kept this all, I haven't connected anything up, so I wanted to show you. And it comes like this. It's like a little tiny stand. And then you pop all your paintbrushes in. So it kind of goes like that. So it's a handy little stand, and you can put you can even put like pens and stuff in it. You don't have to put paintbrushes, but that is how it looks, and it's got, you know, lots of space on it. So thank you ever so much for thinking of these things. I mean, they're just things that I'm just blown away. So thank you so much. It's so handy. Again, Amazon. And then the last two things that I just speechless was from the same lady, and she sent us a box of Prismacolor premieres new, and she was saying that, you know, for the channel, and I was like, geez, thank you so much. You know, I would have been happy with a card. It's just, oh wow. So thank you ever so much. So we've got some spare prisms for our colour alongs and our tutorials and our colour with me's, etc. So we've got those. And the last thing that I will put a picture of at the end, because it's too big to put in the screen. I'll pop a picture, so from the same lady. So I do thank you from the bottom of my heart for this. Okay, and then the last box, I was contacted by a lady called Kimberly, and Kimberly unfortunately is terminally ill, and she can no longer colour, and she wanted them to go to a home where they can be used, they could be in the community, and we could do stuff with them on the channel, because she can no longer, unfortunately, sit and colour herself. And I'm sending my prayers and love to you, Kimberly. Thank you ever so much for what you did. So she really wanted to put this back into the community, that she's no longer able to do this herself. So she sent this box, and this box had some books, and she said, I hadn't seen them in your colouring book collection, and I'd really like to send you a box as I can no longer colour. And I said, oh gosh, no, you know, it's going to cost you too much. No, it's fine. But she insisted, and I thank you very much, Kimberly. And, you know, we all keep you in our thoughts and prayers. So very graciously and very happily, I received this box, and it's got a couple of these Disney books. Now, they are absolutely humongous. So at the back, you've got the original posters of the Mickey Mouse and the original Disney films. So you've got all the original motion picture posters from when they were released, and you've got reference there. So of course, at the front, you have the posters in life, and they are all here. And you can use the reference pictures at the back, or you can of course do them yourself in your own style. So I'm over the moon with this, because Disney is, I think most of us have an inner Disney love, and these are incredible. So that is number one. Then in the same box was the Mysterious Mansion by Darius song. Now, this is a colouring book slash art book slash activity book. So it's got a mixture of everything. There are pages for you to colour or to put your colour to, but then there are pictures like this, which is more like an art book. So it's a journey through Daria's sort of art activities and her. You can like add your own elements to pieces. It's entirely up to you. You can paint on it. You can do anything on it that you like. But it's a mixture of things. It's an art book, activity and colour book. So it is absolutely brilliant. It is very, very intricate, very detailed and stunning. So I am happy beyond words. In this box too was the Dragons Above Krakow. And this is the same artist as the Puppy and Kitten books from Poland. And this is the Dragons book that she's also got out. It is in Polish, so you might, you know, there underneath there is the English version, but it is in Polish. She is a Polish artist. And it is just this little journey of dragons. Really cute, really lovely. I've got the Puppy and the Kittens book. And this is another really nice one. Quite quirky, really nice. Again, in the same box was this little tiny Nature's Discoveries art book by Jodie Bergsma. And it's animals. It's quite a thick single-sided card, and it's small, so you could do things like, you know, colour these in and put them in a project, which would be a really nice thing to do. So if you had like a diary or a planner, they're sort of things that you can have. There is a little bit of a Native American feel to some of the pictures, and then other pictures are really quirky and cute, and you know, just really, really cute, like this one. So there's dual purposes for these kinds of books to me. If they're small, you can fit them in other things. You can have them in a project, you can have them in a collage. There's lots of things you can do with little images like that. And then the Colin Thompson's colouring book, which is a grayscale book, came in here too. I hadn't got this one because I wasn't quite sure. I got it for my mum, and I thought, will I like this? But it is really, really nice. It's very unusual. It's something that it would take a heck of a long time to do a double page spread, but I should imagine when they're finished, they're, you know, quite quirky and cool. Again, these are ones that you can come back and forth to because they're small. You don't have to go ahead and do the whole thing in one go. You know, you can do bits. Just do bits at a time and come back to them. So I'm just going to move this aside a moment. Then again, same box, guys. This is all the same box what I'm showing you. This is a very unusual book. This is called The Colouring Book You've Always Wanted by Frost Newton. Now, this is like a doodly book. And this has got various sort of images that's just put on a page. And a bit like a Doodler's Anonymous, just a really mashed, mix-up idea of what to do. Like this one's got movies and movie posters. So there is a lot going on in this. You know, you've got The Shining, Marilyn Monroe, Frankenstein, you've got Jaws, Laurel and Hardy, King Kong. So you've got lots of elements to each page, and this is a kind of book that you don't take it all in the first time you look at it, but the more you go back to it, you spot things that you might not have the first time round. So it's a really unusual book, and as I said, it's called The Colouring Book You've Always Wanted by Frost Newton. Then there was this other huge Disney book, which is another poster one, absolutely beautiful, by Hatchet Heroes. And again, the back, this is more recent posters. The other one was more posters from the past. So you've got like the Pixar movies at the back, and then you've got more recent posters coming towards the front. And then of course you've got your line art. So if you want full flip throughs of these two books, do let me know. I will post them up in the coming days. So these are really beautiful, huge posters that you can colour and get stuck into. I wouldn't say alcohol markers unless you're willing to put the image on the back in jeopardy, because they are double-sided. But if you are okay with lots of pencil work, then definitely for you. Or if it's just one that you want in your collection because you're a Disney person, then again I would say another one for you to really indulge in. Then these next few books are by the same artist. So these are all spiral bound, so I'm going to show you one at a time. So this is an artist called Jane F. Hawkins, and this one's called The Imaginary World, and they're perforated, and they're a fine art colouring book. They are printed on an 80-gram professional paper for framing. They are 25 images, 11 by 14, black and white drawings, and you can put your mediums to them. Now the paper, from what I first gathered, is quite smooth, but not too smooth, so you can put your mediums down on it. So this artist, as you can see, has got quite a quirky style, but really nice. It reminds me a little bit of, her fairies remind me a little bit of Linda Ravenscrofty, but she's got quite an imagination. Now, again, I'm not showing a full flip through unless you want me to do one. I'll do them separately. But I just wanted to give you a little insight to the quirky style of this particular artist. And they're really, really big pages, guys. So there is lots in these, and they are definitely something that you need to take your time on. So then this one's called The Imaginary Garden by the same artist, Jane F. Hawkins. So this is, again, quite botanical feeling. There's lots going on in it. So you've got the garden guide. You've got faces, portraits, garden like fairies, and just all things that you would pretty much associate with gardening. So they're really, really lovely. There's 28 prints in here. Again, you can remove them and frame them. And then this also is from the same artist. This is Jane F. Hawkins, and this is 25 Days of Christmas Magic. So there is a really good amount here to do, and you've got, I think, oh, it goes on the 10, oh, the rhyme, I didn't know that, 8 maids a milking, those types of things, and then 5 gold rings. You know, I didn't notice that the first time round. So this is really quirky and really, really original. I love it. Okay. So that's lovely as well. And she's definitely got her own style. So if you want me to do any flip throughs of any of these books that I've just showed you, please leave a comment in the comments below, and I will do them over the course of this week. And then last but certainly not least, in this box that Kimberly has sent, she's hot on diamond paintings. And at first I saw all these beads because the canvas came separately, and I'm thinking, what am I doing with all these beads? I've never done a diamond painting before, so I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking, what's all these beads? What am I doing with these beads? And then I looked and I thought, oh, it's a diamond painting. I've never done one before. And I'm going to start on this. I'm going to set it all up tonight, and hopefully start tonight, if not tomorrow. So this is like the guide, and this is the image in this top corner of what the diamond painting is. So it's Disney. So I'm thinking, I've watched a couple of YouTube videos and I thought, oh, I can do this. It's going to take a while, but I can do this. So it gives you a little reference guide here of the numbers and the symbols on the canvas, and then you flip over to these and it should all be numbered and stuff for me. I was like, great, I've never done one of these before. So this is a new venture, and then Kimberly has put these little tools in there as well. And she's really, you know, really great at these diamond paintings. She was showing me what she's done, and she's done so many and framed them, and they're absolutely incredible. So I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So, you know, the canvas has come, it's in here. So if you've not seen a diamond painting before, you know, there's many videos over on YouTube to have a look at. But they are a canvas, and they come like rolled up. You flatten them out, and then you get all these little beads, and then you start laying them down. So like a rolled up canvas. I don't want to open it right now because I need the room on my table. So you take off the sticky parts at a time at each section, and then you use your tools. You put what colours you're doing in your little, it's like a little tiny tray, and then you use your tool to put them on, and then it, you know, over time it becomes this magnificent work of art, which is going to hopefully be resembling this picture here. So I am overwhelmed. So with what I've bought and with what has been sent, I will be here, I think, incredibly for the rest of my life, happily doing the hobby, and we'll be on this channel for as long as humanly possible, having fun. So I do thank you all for those of you that have surprised me, and do know that it's never ever something you have to do. I just want everybody to enjoy what we do here. So I am going to now attach a picture of the last thing from the anonymous sender, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and look out in the next coming week for our live streams. Tap the bell, the notification will come up when I go live, and then we should have some more stuff coming in the next month. So I'll see you all in my next video, everyone, and I'll attach now the picture of the last item that was sent. So take care, everyone. Bye.